Hi everybody, no planned intro here. I'm Salvador and this is Nurse with Wound and Stereo Lab. Simple Headphone Mind. Nurse with Wound is a experimental noise musician. I honestly don't know who Stereo Lab is, I apologize. I actually know as a collab till about a minute or two ago. But Nurse with Wound is a very well-known figure well, at least to me, within the noise music scene. I honestly don't hear his name come up literally at all, unless it's to talk about a very specific album you might have seen called A Sucked Orange, which is highly regarded as the worst album of all time, and I don't really understand that, but people might know the album cover specifically. And people talk about it a lot. It's, oh, it's the worst thing ever. Yeah, this one. That, right over there. It's hard to see. Hold on. People regard this as the worst album of all time. And, because it's really, there's a lot of reasons. And being me, was like, well, let's go down the rabbit hole and see what else he has to offer. And turns out, a lot. He has a lot to offer. And, this is one of those things he has to offer. And this is a far cry from A Sucked Orange. And I've become a big fan of Nurse with Wound over the past year or so. And I feel like no one really talks about him except for that album and it being bad. But this one, and a lot of his other albums, are not bad at all. And I find that with a lot of his albums, they tend to sound very different. You don't really have an album that sounds a lot like another album too much. Adjusting volumes. This one is probably the most commercial, at least that I've listened to so far. I've listened to quite a bit. And I feel like if you want to get into noise music and experimental music as a whole, then this is a great place to start out with. This is a good place to start with. It's a simple 2 tracks. One is 10 minutes, one is 20, give or take. And throughout the whole way, you got this very nice bass groove, and just keeps going the whole time. And it's very meditative almost. You just kind of sit in it. And I do not do the drugs, but I would presume that this would be a great album to put on when you are under the influence of intoxication. I would think. I would not know from experience. Because the whole thing's very trippy. You have this kind of, very simple bass groove throughout the whole thing, doing the whole thing. And you have a lot of trippy effects going on here and there and everywhere. If it's in headphones, there's a lot. You have a lot of panning and stuff going around, but also just tricks with stereo and mono and surround. You'll have like the bass groove in mono, certain effects being surround, and it's very surreal. If you have it on speakers, like I would, it works the same. It has a very similar effect, and you can honestly enjoy it either way. There's honestly not exactly much to say about it, because it's just one bass groove and a bunch of effects throughout the whole thing. But I will say, at least for me, it does not get tiring, it does not get boring, and it keeps you engaged the whole way through. And honestly, you can probably get away with it being background music too, in a way. Yeah. Sorry, coughing. Still getting over sickness. I forgot what the pause button was. Anyways, damn it. Usually I have a lot more to say, and even though it's a fantastic album, I'd probably give it a 8 or 9 out of 10. There's surprisingly not much to say about it. It's trippy. It's not even noisy. It's experimental for sure. But I definitely say if you want to get into experimental music, if you want to widen your palette on certain things, definitely start here. One of the things that I find, because believe me, I've looked a long time for music like this and similar things. I like Merzbow and stuff. Merzbow, whatever one. And of course, me being a fan of rock and metal, psychedelic rock tends to come up a lot. I listen to it and be like, this does not sound psychedelic to me at all, you know? Like, and at the time, it would be, because, you know, the concepts they were talking about were, you know, not simple love songs, you know, they were, you know, big grand tales and things. And at the time, what they did musically was not really, it was out of this world at the time. But now it's fairly, you know, whatever. And because a lot of that psychedelic rock is like 70s, I think even late 60s, I think. Production, honestly, is not that great. And so, for someone living in, you know, the 21st, 22nd? Or someone living in the now times, it doesn't come across psychedelic or trippy. This comes across psychedelic and trippy. Definitely so. Definitely worth your time. Yeah, probably give it, like I said, probably a 9 or 8 out of 10. Yeah, I'm struggling here, but I feel like there's more to say, but there really isn't. So I'll stop it here. Definitely worth your time, and that's it. So yeah, see you in the next one.